All right, number 26. 2/6 minus square root of 3. Okay, something like this is probably going to be on here. If anybody's taken math 130, you're going to see a lot of stuff like this. Now, there's a problem with this. There's a problem. There's something in here that your math teacher does not like. Anybody know what it is?
Square root.
Square root. But I like square roots. But there's a specific kind of square root that I don't like.
Negative.
Negative's okay. In this case, it's a square root down in the denominator. So we never want to leave a square root in the denominator. So what they call it is they say rationalize the denominator. Okay, so this problem, rationalize, I'll just do some shorthand, the denominator, that's where this one came from. So this is from section, if you want to write it down, you want to look it up. This is 10.5. Okay, and I have a bunch of videos on this. So there's two kinds of rationalize the denominator. There's one where it's just a radical on the bottom, and that one's easy, because you do square root of 3 over square root of 3. But this one is a binomial. And when I multiply the binomial, I need to multiply by the conjugate, okay, the math cousin. Because if I multiply this times, if I just did square root of 3, this would be 6 square root of 3, and that would be 3. But I would still have a square root on the bottom. So you have to multiply by the math cousin. All right, so we're going to multiply times the conjugate on the top and the bottom. Now, this is 6 minus the square root of 3, so what would the conjugate be?
6 plus square root of 3.
Exactly, 6 plus the square root of 3. Okay, so I'm going to multiply the numerator and denominator. That's how you keep it the same. You do the top and the bottom by the same thing. All right, now in the numerator, it's just 2 times 6 plus square root of 3. In the denominator, we actually have to FOIL this out. Okay, see how it's a binomial and a binomial? So we're going to FOIL it. All right, FOIL. What's the F stand for?
First.
First two. So that's this one and this one. So that's going to give me 36. Then the outer two. So 6 times square root of 3 is 6 square root of 3. Plus the inner two. So this is a negative square root of 3 times a 6. So that's negative 6 square root of 3. And then the last two. Square root of 3 times square root of 3. I don't know if y'all could tell in the videos, I was doing my drill sergeant voice. Square root of 3 times square root of 3. What's square root of 3 times square root of 3? Just 3. Okay, so this is also, notice this is a negative times a positive, so minus 3. Okay, so let me stop real quick, everybody. Let's see if you can answer me. What is the square root of 3 times square root of 3?
3.
3. What is the square root of 7 times square root of 7?
7.
7.
7. What is the square root of 9 times square root of 9?
9.
9.
Okay, so you see what I'm doing there?
Yes.
All right. Now let's look back on the whiteboard. Look at now you might say, well, wait a second. Wait a second, Mr. Palumbo. You still have a square root of 3 in the denominator. I do, but guess what? 6 square roots of 3 minus 6 square roots of 3. No more radicals in the denominator. Okay, so my numerator, I don't need to distribute it. You can, but I don't think you need to right now. Let's leave it like it is. 2 times 6 plus square root of 3. I'll look at it at the end and see if I want to distribute. Look at my denominator. 36 minus 3, that's 33. And that's your answer right there. I think you could leave it just like that. Is that how they have it in the final exam review, or do they have it? Let's look at the answers for number 26. Yeah, they distributed the numerator. Now this is multiple choice, okay? So look and see, hey, do they have the answer like this? And if they don't, then look and see, okay, well, wait, let me see what happens when they distribute. This is going to be 2 times 6 is 12, plus 2 times square root of 3, all over 33. Okay, so this is how the answer is on the final exam review. You know, there's another possibility when you're on the final exam. What if they split it up into 2 fractions? There's a possibility that your answer looks like this. You see that? So there's